Well, it appears that Elon Musk is now going to resign from Twitter. That following a poll that he put out asking people should he step down as Twitter's CEO. So I'm going to discuss what may be behind this poll and what appears to be his intention to leave anyway, and also some other trash, including him being caught in a lie around Elon Jet and all the controversy around that I'll briefly touch on. But first here, this is the poll that he just lost. So the final results are in, the poll is closed. Should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. Yes wins with 57.5% to 42.5%. Of course, Twitter polls are not the most reliable thing. You know, you can have multiple accounts. Of course, bots can rig these polls easily. So even if he wanted to stay on and had the bots on his side, which one would assume he does, considering all the goddamn bots I see on the site now, he still lost. But did he actually want to stay on? So there is a lot of speculation out there, starting with the look at Tesla and how they're doing. So Tesla stock has dropped considerably. And this has been, at least in part, since about September, due to the acquisition and all the talks around him acquiring Twitter. So actually, it really began back in May when those discussions were going on. But Brianna Wu here tweets out, if you're asking my opinion, the Tesla board probably had a come to Jesus meeting with Musk. The stock is plummeting. If something doesn't change, he'll lose both companies. This is a way for him to quit and blame it on someone else. Calacanis is my bet for a new CEO. So Jason Calacanis, he is an investor, apparently within Elon Musk's circle. I don't know much else about him, but he apparently was a big investor in online companies back even before the dot-com bubble burst. But we'll have to look more into him. Maybe he's better. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. You can't really do much worse than Elon Musk. So I don't know how it could possibly be worse. I'm sure it can, but Elon Musk has done a pretty shitty job. Brandon Wu also goes on to say here, under Musk and his deranged antics, we've seen a loss of 90% of Twitter's advertising revenue. If you think you've sent bad tweets before, ask yourself if you've ever sent tweets so bad they cost you $4 billion. Elon Musk not doing too well as the head of Twitter. Also worth giving Brianna Wu credit here, as she tweeted this out just about a minute before Elon Musk made the poll, asking Elon Musk to set the poll up about him resigning, and then he ended up actually doing it. Not saying that she definitely is the reason why this happened, but it definitely is a coincidence here, at the very least. Now, let's go. There's so much you can pin on the collapse of Twitter under Elon Musk, but just under what's happened very recently over this past weekend, there was this incredible policy from Twitter support here. The account stated that we will remove accounts created solely for the purpose of promoting other social platforms and content that contains links or usernames for the following platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Truth Social, Tribal, Nostr, and Post. Now, they claim here that it was about accounts that just promoted other sites, but that's in practice that is not what was happening. There are people that are being banned, like Taylor Lorenz. She was suspended. She's a journalist, suspended over a post from like a year ago or years ago that contained links to her other pages. Even though that is an old tweet, that isn't what she uses her Twitter account for, but she was suspended over that. This is just a ridiculous policy all around. Once you start trying to build walls up around your platform, then you are really sort of exposing how the complete lack of confidence you have in your own ability to run the platform, that you have to pretend others don't exist. So in a tweet justifying the new policy, Musk argued that he could no longer allow relentless free advertising of competitors on his social media platform, while then adding that no traditional publisher allows this and neither will Twitter. Before I touch on this, free speech. What happened to this free speech? Elon Musk claimed he was a free speech absolutist. Would a free speech absolutist block just the mere existence of other competitors? It's so ridiculous. But this is who the man has always been. In regards to traditional publishers, Twitter is not a traditional publisher. It is a social media website. A former federal prosecutor, Renato Mariotti, noted in a reply to Musk, Twitter and other social media platforms are not traditional publishers. As such, publishers have civil and criminal legal liability for the things that they publish, which of course Twitter can't and would not be able to, considering just the amount of content from the millions of people that are on there. Going on to right here, in other words, if Twitter decides to classify itself as a traditional publisher, it would be legally liable for every tweet that is posted on the website. Just going to, even in Musk's attempt to justify this, how completely empty that justification actually is. Now, they did reverse that because it was such a disaster. So Twitter support actually, I think it was only maybe 24 hours that thing was up. They deleted the policy, deleted the post about it, and put up this tweet. Should we have a policy preventing the creation of or use of existing accounts for the main purpose of advertising other social media platforms? So even in this very specific language that, again, how would you, for the main purpose, like who qualifies what the main purpose is? How would, like, what criteria would you have to meet to say this account, the main purpose of this account is to advertise? Anyways, putting that aside, putting the ridiculous notion of this entire thing aside, because you can't figure that there's no way to properly, unless you have a list, a bullet pointed list of this is what you have to hit to be banned. This policy makes no sense. They still lost. So, dumbass policy all around. Now, this also happened. There's a lot of Elon Musk and Twitter over this weekend. Here he is with Jared Kushner at the World Cup with the Saudis. So there's a big investor, big Saudi investor in Twitter. So there was some speculation that maybe they wanted him to step down because Twitter has been spiraling since he took over. And just a comment here from Jordan. No one docks him. Elon deserves his private time with his family. This is just poking fun at the idea that Elon Musk claimed the Elon Jet account was doxing him, even though it's publicly available information. It was just regurgitating that onto Twitter. Anyways, I'll get to touching on that in a second here. But so, I guess Jared Kushner, potential CEO of Twitter. Who knows what's going on now? But another potential, 50 Shades of Way here says, this oligarch talking to Jared Kushner is Ken Griffin, one of the Republican Party's biggest donors. He gave $100 million to right-wing candidates for midterms and wants to replace the Koch brothers as the GOP's next kingmaker so he can shove corporate fascism down our throats. So this scary-looking dude here, who knows if he has any connection to Elon Musk and his potential in all this at a, heading CEO, heading Twitter. Who knows? And by the way, I'm working off right now. I'm overcoming a stomach flu of 2 days. So if I seem a little out of it, that is why. I'm currently working on a single poached egg and a spoon of Shreddies. So, and that's all I've eaten over 48 hours. It's been a crazy 48 hours. But just to end on here, Snoop Dogg wins his poll. Should I run Twitter? Yes, says 81%, including me. Sure, why not? Snoop Dogg for Twitter. Now I don't want to get too deep in this because this is a whole other video in itself, but this essentially exposed Musk for the lie that led to him completely changing Twitter's rules around what can or can't be posted about him. And then he utilized this individual story to then blame journalists who were critical of him and weren't even doing anything in regards to sharing location data around his private jet. So the headline here, Musk blamed a Twitter account for an alleged stalker. Police see no link. Twitter owner Elon Musk threatened legal action, changed the platform's rules, and suspended journalist accounts after a confrontation involving his security team at a gas station. But the incident's timing and location cast doubt on a link to the Elon Jet account. So first, it's important to note. So Elon Jet is the account that posts publicly available information around where Elon Musk's jet is. You don't need Twitter to access that. So even if this stalker was somehow relying on that, which according to all the information here, it wasn't, but in case the stalker was, He could have found that information online on the website that showcases that information. You don't have to go to Twitter to find that. But because of this, and just so you understand the lack of connection here, I think it was about 23 hours after the jet had landed that this incident occurred, and it was 26 miles away from where the jet actually was. It would be impossible for the stalker to know, based on the jet information, where this car was. With apparently, I think his son was in there, but they had a security team around there. Anyways, there was no actual harm done. There was no actual police report even filed. But he used this personal experience as the basis for an entire policy change and banning a number of journalists that had once maybe mentioned the Elon Jet account, but not the actual information within it. So this whole thing, ever since he has taken over Twitter, it's been a complete disaster from top to bottom, as was predicted by anybody who's been paying actual attention to Elon Musk and what he's been doing and how he's been presenting himself or carrying himself for years. Last thing here, I just want to see if there's any update here. Since he lost the poll, is he going to update us and tell us that it's over? No. Just the last thing he posted was, those who want power are the ones who least deserve it. Okay. What a fucking loser. I am very much over this. You know what? I wasn't going to share this, but let's just share this. This is hilarious. This is a comment here from Jesse McLaren. He looks like if Krang effed the robot suit. So take a look. Let's look at Elon here. This is Elon Musk at the World Cup. Not looking too good. And here is Krang in the robot suit. I mean, he's more a robot suit than Krang, but I definitely see the comparison there. Unbelievable. What a weekend. I wish there was some other news to go over that was bigger than this, but this has been the biggest thing happening this weekend, and I have been basically in bed for 2 days, drinking water, eating nothing, and yeah, it's been fun. But anyways, go about your day. Let's hope by the end of the day, Elon's over, and we will find out who will be the next head of Twitter.